Alright, let's continue. Unfortunately, I can only record for 10 minutes at a time with this particular screen capturing software. Okay, alright, so if the Earth was round, this would have been an impossibility, as the natural curvature of the Earth would be at 183 miles, have caused the center point of that distance to be 22,326 feet higher than either base, causing an intervening space of over 5 miles of solid ground. If the Earth is round, the natural curvature would make it impossible for a person to see land from a vessel in the middle of the English Channel. Yet both lighthouses, one on the French and the other on the English coast, can be seen on a clear night from the deck of such a vessel. If the Earth is round, it would look convex to a person in a balloon. The opposite is the fact. To a man in a balloon, the Earth looks concave like a huge bowl. The Earth does not move. Nowhere in the scriptures is the Earth spoken of as movable. On the other hand, the sun is not spoken of as standing still, except in one instance where God performed a miracle for Joshua. The concentric and progressive motion of the sun over the Earth excuse me, is in every sense practical, demonstrable. The Earth, like all other planets, floats in space. I just wanted to say that's where I disagree. The sun moves and is the center of our known universe. I also disagree with that. The idea that the Earth moves on its axis at the rate of 1,000 miles an hour is ridiculous, and such reasoning a disgrace to philosophy and fearfully dangerous to religious interests. And in all religious and mythological history, the sun's motion is declared and recognized. This Earth did once come in contact with another planet and was split apart. Notice on the map how the northwest coast of Africa fits into the Gulf of Mexico and how many coastlines fit into the opposite sides. The highest parts of the Earth are along the line of the Andes Mountains in South America, the Rocky Mountains in North America, and the Ural and Himalaya Mountains in Europe. Look at the map of the flat Earth and you will see they are almost in a straight line. It was this collision with another planet that upset the balance of the Earth, why the north and south lines and the pyramids differ from the same lines in the Aztec mountains of Mexico. The earliest cosmogony of the Chinese tell that the polar star is over the center of the Earth. All ancient Greek traditions place their god on the navel of the Earth. In the Talmud we read, quote, that the world is like the eyeball of man and God sits in the center, end quote. The Talmud also expresses the words, quote, before, behind, to the left, and to the right. Yeah, I don't subscribe to the Talmud personally, and I don't subscribe to the idea that a planet hit the Earth or collided with the Earth. Uh, yeah, that's weird stuff. Okay, let's continue. General A.W. Greely of North Pole fame, USA, says in concluding an article on the South Pole in the Ladies' Home Journal for January 1897, quote, the Antarctic then is a continue something land unique in the world. It is a continent where abounds no animal life, either mammal, bird, insect, or reptile. In fact, no living thing exists within 600 miles of its borders. It is a land devoid of all vegetation, having neither ferns, flowers, shrubs, nor trees. Something nature displays her forces on a scale elsewhere unknown. Over this austral continent ceaselessly continues a titanic struggle between the opposing ancient elements of fire and water. The volcanoes pour forth continuous streams of lava, which is welcomed by ice-capped glaciers amid the thunders of earthquakes that shake from end to end the continent of Antarctica. End quote. What a contrast to the North Pole. To be looking for a South Pole is a foolish and an expensive idea. The ice barriers which encircle the known Earth at the extreme south extend in a circle for more than 60,000 miles, I think that says, but show no opening large enough for a ship to pass through. The snows never melt. Icicles are never seen. There is not a trace of bird, animal, or vegetable life. The snow and ice reaching down to the water's edge, while the northern explorers report the greatest degree of cold 700 miles south of the pole. The northern water currents are warm in summer, icicles appear, birds are seen flying north. The snow melts, rabbits, bears, and deer are seen, potatoes, turnips, cabbage, spinach, barley grow, flowers bloom, berries mature, beech, birch, and willow trees are found in high northern latitudes. Contrast this with an equal distance south of the equator, and no living thing can be found, not even a lichen or moss, or lichen, whatever. Man has never yet gone northward of a spot where vegetation of some kind does not exist. Is the Earth globular or a flat disk in view of these facts? Okay, I think I'm not going to read the very end of this. I just want to say that it's a very interesting pamphlet. Some of it I agree with, some of it's really wacky, like crashing into other planets, because I think planets are just lights in the heavens. And I don't think the Earth spins. I don't think the Earth is floating in space necessarily. I think I think the Earth probably has foundations. I mean, God only knows, right? So, but I'm just trying to, stay true to the scriptures and other important books like the Book of Enoch. And yeah, but I have another book that I'll read next time. But yeah, it was a fun little critical thinking session. Thanks, everybody. Peace.